If you're a sports fan, make sure you go check out SportsCastr for all of your sports needs. Whether you're a football fan, basketball fan, or baseball fan, this app is the perfect way to get news for your team and is an app I personally use myself in case any of you guys want to check out my pregame, halftime, or postgame streams. I'll leave a link in the description below. What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about wide receiver N'Keal Harry, rookie first-round pick wide receiver N'Keal Harry, and how finally, as the season is coming to a close and the New England Patriots are preparing for the postseason playoffs and potential Super Bowl run, they are finally getting that first-round pick, N'Keal Harry, more involved. And sorry if you guys heard that was my computer that I'm getting my information off of. Ever since returning from IR later into the season, N'Keal Harry has been very, very quiet. The Patriots were not utilizing him whatsoever. And as a first-round pick and as a Patriots fan who has done a lot of research and watched a lot of film on N'Keal Harry, it was getting very frustrated not seeing him just because we know what N'Keal Harry can contribute to the offense, especially a Patriots offense that has been struggling, especially in the passing game. Last week versus the Kansas City Chiefs, we got to see a little bit more of N'Keal Harry. Really, before that, we hadn't seen too much of him. We saw a little bit of him versus the Cowboys. Of course, he had that big touchdown, his first touchdown of his career. But versus the Kansas City Chiefs is really when everybody, not just as fans, but even the Patriots coaches and players realized that they need to get him more involved when they ran just a simple sweep with him. And he showed just how physical he was, diving in for that touchdown, although, of course, the refs called it as a non-touchdown. Today versus the Bengals, when the Patriots beat them 34-13, the first play that we saw N'Keal Harry was that same exact play that we saw them do against the Kansas City Chiefs a week prior when he had scored that touchdown and he had ran that ball for 10 yards. What I could really see the Patriots doing with N'Keal Harry going forward is using him in those packages. Using him on those sweep plays like we see a lot of times in doing with Julian Edelman, and for a better example, last year, like they were always doing with Cordero Patterson, you could see a lot of similarities that they could potentially be doing between a Cordero Patterson last year and a N'Keal Harry this year and going forward. It was also very, very refreshing to see Tom Brady actually trying to get N'Keal Harry the ball. I mean, there was a point in the game where on 3 or 4 straight plays, they went to N'Keal Harry. Today, he was targeted a total of 4 times, hauling in 2 receptions for 15 yards, averaging 7.5 yards a reception with 1 touchdown and a long reception of 8 yards. Of course, he had that really amazing touchdown there in the end zone, just showing that he is able to get some separation and just showing how physical he is. It was a great ball there by Tom Brady, putting it exactly where it needed to be, but was a great play by N'Keal Harry, realizing that he needed to switch it up, and even with the tug that the defender was having on him, he was still able to make a very strong physical catch. At the current time that I'm making this video, we do not know the exact snap count offensively nor defensively. That will come out tomorrow like it usually does. But from what I'm understanding, N'Keal Harry, even in this game, didn't get a crazy amount of snaps, okay? He didn't play 100% of snaps, 90% of snaps. I don't even think he played 80% of offensive snaps. There was a time where he only played about 30% of offensive snaps, which of course is not a lot by any means, and yet I felt like I saw N'Keal Harry a lot more than that, and that's because whenever N'Keal Harry is on the field, his presence is known, whether it's blocking in the run game or it's just him out there making plays. There was also this really good play down the field where Brady threw it down the sidelines to N'Keal Harry. Now, of course, this play didn't actually end up counting, but nonetheless showed what is in store for a guy like N'Keal Harry and how he can be a deep threat and is able to do exactly what we saw him doing out of college. It's also very, very promising, at least in my own opinion, when N'Keal Harry is saying that he feels like he's getting his groove back, that he feels like he's back to like playing in college and being that type of player again, which of course is exactly here what the Patriots need because they drafted him for the sole purpose of what they saw on his film and what they saw in the workout with him, and of course is what N'Keal Harry excels at, making him a first-round pick and considered one of the best, if not the best, wide receiver in last year's draft. Josh McDaniels was very, very vocal about needing to get N'Keal Harry more involved, especially after that Kansas City Chiefs loss. And it is very, very vivid that that is exactly what the Patriots are trying to do, and it is definitely going to play off. N'Keal Harry is not going to be a guy that runs great routes, gets great release. But that's also never been the guy he was. That's not the type of player he's ever been. And maybe with time, with growth and his potential, he can become that and add that to his resume. But right now, as a rookie, what you're going to get from him the rest of the season and the postseason is the type of guy that you saw in college. A guy with really strong hands that can run a good go route and is very good at catching 50-50 balls, and overall is just a very physical wide receiver and is a guy that has made plays that the Patriots have not had since a Rob Gronkowski. New England has really, really missed Rob Gronkowski this entire season, and although N'Keal Harry is not Rob Gronkowski, he's their best chance at recreating the role that Gronk had on the field. Going forward, hopefully N'Keal Harry is able to do more and more and more. Of course, before the postseason comes, he can become a lot more ready and contribute a lot more because he's exactly what this offense needs right now and can provide a very, very big spark in the Patriots passing game to keep the chains moving a whole lot better than they have been the past few weeks. Luckily enough for the Patriots, they do not have any super tough games to finish out the season. They will finish out the season at home also, which is a huge advantage for them. They play the Bills, which of course is going to be a tough game, but nonetheless is one that they should come out with the W, but will also give N'Keal Harry a little bit of a challenge before heading into the postseason where everything becomes 10 times more competitive. And then, of course, to finish out the season, he'll get an easy rest playing against the Miami Dolphins, which should not be hard at all. So, of course, that will be a good game to regain a whole lot of confidence before heading into that postseason, the playoffs, and hopefully going back to the Super Bowl. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. The Patriots are finally getting first-round pick N'Keal Harry more involved. I'm very impressed with what I've seen from him so far, especially with limited snaps. I hope that the Patriots use him a lot more, that he has an increase of snaps going forward, and that they get him the ball a lot more because we've seen that when you get N'Keal Harry the ball, he is super, super tough to bring down. I mean, he is a mastermind at yards after catch. You just got to get him the ball. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below, and make sure you guys like and subscribe if you have not already, and share this video with everybody else so we can go the Patriots Global family. Other than that, I will catch you guys in another video.